Yeah, it's a tough loss. There are lots of ways to lose a game. That one's particularly gut-wrenching. To feel like you have it in your grasp a few times on the day and then not come out with it. So, good job by them sticking with it and finding a way to get the W. And shame on us for not winning it. So bad job by us today, and they did a nice job sticking with it.
Questions? Coach, what was the talk like after that game? What's your message to these guys?
We're ready to go to work on Monday.
You guys have had some tough times converting short yardage situations. To come down to that, what's that feeling like, and how frustrating is that?
Well, I was about giving it up, not converting, I guess it would be considered not converting, but we were in the end zone once, and we were running it well. I mean, we got the ball between the 20 and the 25. We ran it down in there, and so that, it's about hanging on the ball, not about not converting, I think.
Did them calling the timeout there on the play, just before the snap when you did score, how difficult was it to kind of reset emotionally maybe as a unit?
Well, when you think you're in and got the game won, that's probably something. We had to do that, but it's really got nothing to do with anything. We had plenty of time to get reset. Just run it again. We had a pretty good dent. I don't know, Greg, it was, I don't think that, other than the fact that we were in the end zone, and apparently they got the timeout called. So we had two downs to get it.
After having the 22-0 lead, what do you think shifted from that point on?
I thought that there are a couple big plays that we didn't make. I thought that their touchdown at the end of the first half was big, real big. I thought our missed field goal was a big play. That skews the thing a little bit. And then I think us getting beat on the fade ball there in the fourth quarter was really big when we were up 10. So that was those three plays are probably deal breakers a little bit, along with the turnover.
What did you guys do well to contain Troy Andersen?
I don't know. I didn't look. Did we contain him?
Well, he had 107 yards.
Yeah.
But you got.
I would have said, well, what are you talking about? We didn't contain him, but I don't know. We were okay. To be honest with you, we were nothing special. We were okay. Now is probably the worst time to ask me. I've got a pretty sour taste, and like I said, there's a lot of ways to find a way not to win, and this one's particularly gut-wrenching.
Couple more questions.
I ask away. I got nowhere to go.
Especially late, their defensive line seemed to get a lot of pressure. What did you see that changed maybe for them?
It wasn't really their D-line. It was more they chose to blitz a little bit. They got to us. They got a couple drive stops with the blitz. They also gave up some big plays too. So that's always the trade-off.
You guys were really good on 3rd and long.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
It's really just guys making plays. I mean, I think our quarterback's a special player. I really do. I think he's just something else. He's just so competitive, and he made some great throws. Some guys made some good catches too, obviously. Those are big plays. For us, it was not getting points in some of those instances probably kept us from winning the game.
What was it like for you being back in this rivalry?
It was fun. I got to learn to enjoy it a little more, frankly. I got to learn to enjoy it a little more. But once we kicked off, it was a lot of fun. Our guys were locked in. They were obviously ready to go, and they were fun to be around this week. So I enjoyed that. It's a cool game.
You guys were bubble teams going into it. But having played them now, do you think that they're maybe playoff caliber team?
I don't know, man. I don't know what everybody looks like around the country. I mean, I'm kind of just getting my feet wet. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen a great team yet this year, including us. When we look in the mirror, we certainly are.
They were really committed to running the ball. They had Andersen, a couple of the running backs. Did that wear your defense down at all as the game?
Sorry, one more time, a little
They were very
louder.
committed to running the ball. Do you think that wore your defense down at all?
Well, that's what they do. You know, they're been committed to run. They don't throw it much, and it's not their strength. So it's what they do.
Coach, what did you like about that play in particular that you call on 3rd and 1? That play, why is that the choice?
Well, we ran it like 4 times, and we're getting probably about an average of 7 on it. That's what I like best. It was the same play we ran into the end, 3 yards deep in the end zone right before. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
What do you think?
It's generally a pretty safe play.
What do you think of Dalton's performance, generally speaking?
I think he's awesome. I mean, I thought he played great. He, like I said, he's a special dude, both with his play and with his who he is. So he was good.
Seemed like Keenan Curran finished his senior season by playing well down the stretch and then particularly kind of peaked today. So how would you just sum up his last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I'm just looking at that now. You know, he struggled some mid-season. I mean, mightily, and he's a competitor, and just for him to finish like he did is I'm happy for him. But you know, there's nobody down there really gives a dang about any of that at this juncture. So I feel bad for our kids.
This rivalry might be in a little bit different place now than it was during your last tenure.
Yeah, we'll get it back there.
Yeah, and I was going to say, where do you go from here now with the taste that's in your mouth, and how do you?
Well, we have the temperament. We've established that, changed the culture in our program in that regard, Greg. And you know, we'll just recruit and keep coaching. We'll be. I think we have a chance to be a pretty good football team here in a couple of years.
On the fumble at the end, what was just kind of going through your mind when you saw that pop out?
You know, just kind of go, oh no, that's that. Flip your headphones to the equipment guy and get ready to shake hands. They did. I think when we watched the replay, you know, I used that timeout at the end. I think when we watch the replay, you're going to see they fumbled the snap. That would have been something, wouldn't it? One play from the one with 2 seconds left. Not to be, though, I guess.
Bobby, just the senior class, you have a comment on them and kind of what they did?
Yeah, I do. You know, after a loss, not generally real eloquent. I'll be better tomorrow at a banquet, but you know, I really respect and appreciate our seniors, because the day we walked in the door, we told them things were going to change, and they didn't do anything but ask for more. And it's I think in this day and age in particular, it's unusual for those guys to be united and just ask for more and what do we got to do, and they're so receptive to everything. I think that just their tenor through the last 11 months has put us maybe a year ahead, would be my succinct way of saying that.
Anybody else?
All right, thank you all. Go Grizz, season.
Amazing college football game. I mean, I just can't say enough about the heart that was showed by both teams on that field today. Have a ton of respect for the University of Montana and that group of young men and how they played today. And clearly, I'm extremely proud of our team. They were down 22-0 in a hostile environment. I think that touchdown just before half was critical to provide some momentum for us. Defensively made some critical stands, got some takeaways. But I mean, I'll tell you what, the people of Montana should be proud of both of these teams. And it was a great college football game, as I said. So I'm happy to take any questions.
Jeff, to have it come down to a goal line play and then to have your senior captain step up and force that fumble, what's going through your mind at that point, man? Just how cool was that to see Tucker make that play?
It's just what guys do, you know. I mean, they got their back to the wall, and I mean, quite honestly, I mean, just processing all this is probably not going to hit me for a while. You know, it's just, I mean, there was a lot that happened in that fourth quarter, and some of it seems like a little bit of a blur right now, but clearly, you know, that was, you know, we talked really all week, but last night in particular about, you know, hey, if you really want to be remembered, you make a play in this game. And I think this is a game in general that will be remembered for a long time, for the courage of the young men that fought in it, and for the excitement that was provided. And so extremely proud of our defensive unit for getting that stop down there. But you know what? Our offense stepped up and did some great things in the second half as well.
The timeout on the play before, was it your plan to call it just?
I told them that I was going to call a timeout, okay, but I wanted to see the formation. Obviously, I didn't. You know, they broke the huddle and they were a little bit disjointed getting out of the huddle, and so I just wanted to make sure that we could see the formation before I called the timeout. But I told the line judge that I was planning on calling a timeout in that situation.
And that obviously changed. I mean, they scored.
Well, they didn't score because it was a dead ball.
Right. But
so,
then you reset. And
the guys did a great job.
After the 22-0 deficit, what changed, especially for your offense?
You know, for whatever reason today, even in pregame, I don't know if our guys were, you know, if the week caught up to them, so to speak. You know, there was a lot of emotion expended in terms of our preparation. And I felt like we were a little flat in the first half, which is very uncharacteristic for us. And so I think it was just a matter of us providing, you know, creating more urgency, getting in and out of the huddle, getting up, you know, taking the field with a different mindset. We really didn't, you know, with the exception of some of our perimeter runs, we didn't change a whole lot, but we did go to the air a little bit more. And I thought Troy and the receivers did a nice job of making plays, which we weren't in the first half. I mean, there were some opportunities that we had out there that we just didn't capitalize on. And so, you know, it's a four-quarter game. College football is a long game. You know, there's a lot of momentum swings, and you know, I mean, I'm so proud of this group of kids, man. It's 7 the hard way, baby. They know how to do it.
Knowing the style that you want to play, you know, when you kind of think about it, coming down to that one play at the goal line, you know, at the end there, I guess just how do you reflect on that? And just kind of how cool is that?
Yeah, I think that characterizes the toughness of our team. You know, we're not a group of guys that are real flashy necessarily. We're a bunch of blue-collar kids that, you know, play their tails off, play for each other. We have a great bond and a great brotherhood in that locker room, and there was nobody out there that wanted to let the guy next to him down. And that showed not just on that play, but throughout the second half of this game.
You and your guys talked a lot all week about staying poised, staying looking playing. Do you feel like you guys were able to do that? And if so, how much did that contribute to your success?
I think that's always a critical aspect. And I don't think we were overly poised in the first half. We had a lot of penalties, and I think the atmosphere had something to do with that, certainly. But, you know, I do think that we kind of regained that poise and that confidence as the game went on. And you could kind of sense that tide rising on our sideline. And once we went ahead, you know, of course, you know, they're pretty good on kickoff return, and they got one out. But the pressure was on them. Ultimately, that's what it amounted to. They had to score. We had the lead, and that was critical.
You mentioned the drive at the end of the second quarter. Can you just expound on that and how just big that was to get a lift going into half?
That was huge. I mean, huge. You're going in down 22-0 would have been, you know, pretty much uphill sledding for that second half. But to be able to close the deficit to a 2-score game at that point was critical. There was a lot of big plays in this game. You know, us being able to capitalize and get the 2-point conversion and force them to have to score a touchdown at the end. Clearly, that was a big play in the game when you look back on it in hindsight. I think going up and, you know, Travis Johnson, converted quarterback, going up and making a play. I just think there's going to be a lot written about this game, and there should be. It was, as I said, I mean, Dalton Snead, I'm telling you, man, that guy is a gamer. That dude is a heck of a football player. He was difficult for us to get on the ground, and he was all about leading his team down, too. And so it wasn't a perfect game, but it was a great game.
And his ability to move the chains on 3rd and long, you know, 3rd and 17, 3rd and 19, how frustrating was that?
That was extremely frustrating, but you got to tip your hat. I think he and the Akeem kid in particular, number 18, were clutch for them.
Was there a reason you waited until the second touchdown to go for the 2-point? I mean, you're already down 22-0.
Yeah, well, the first half isn't the time to do that because you don't know how the game's going to play out in terms of the scoring margin. But it was clearly after the second score, we were in the second half of the game, and the scoring margin, we needed to know. So you got to know, if we score, they score. You kind of get back on track with them in the scoring margin. And so once we scored that first touchdown in the second half, that was the time to go for 2 so that we could know what we were going to have to do down the stretch.
How about Jared Padmas and his ability?
Yeah, I thought he was clutch today. I really did. I think Jared was an unsung hero in this game. Really did a great job of forcing them to drive the field, keeping the ball away from Jerry Louis McGee. yeah, he had a big game for us. He was very critical in our success today.
What changed late in the game that your defensive line was able to get a lot of pressure on Snead?
Some of it was we were a little bit more aggressive, turned our guys loose a little bit more, but also they were in pass mode more. That we got them into some of those third and longs, and when they're getting chunk runs on first down, you don't really get in that pass rush mode as a defensive lineman, and so I think some of it was just game circumstances.
Obviously, the last 2 years, the impact that winning this game has on your program. What do you think doing it 3 in a row means?
It's hard to quantify, it really is. This is such a big deal in this state. It's awesome. It's awesome. These kids are, absolutely unbelievable. And we've been through a lot together. For a long time.
Oh, yeah, too long.
And it's extremely rewarding for them. I'm the 32nd head coach at Montana State. There's going to be more after me. This is about them and their legacy, and I can't be more proud of them.
Have you thought ahead at all to a potential playoff spot, what that would mean for the program?
I think that'd be large also. Get an opportunity to experience playoff football for the first time in a while at Montana State and give us that momentum into the off season as well as into our recruiting.
If you could make a case, what do you think your case would be for playoffs?
I think we have 3 losses against top 10 teams, and one that coulda, shoulda, woulda. But I'm telling you, man, I don't think anybody wants to play this team. I think we're going to be a tough out if we get in the tournament, and I think it's a team that's deserving of the opportunity.
Let's do questions for players now. Let's start with Frank. Defensively, they were kind of moving the sticks, and you guys seemed to lock in. Typically stronger as the game went on. How are you guys able to do that?
Just some of us senior leaders on the team, we really got a lot more vocal, and really started talking to the guys and said we need to lock in or this game's going to get out of hand. We need to do something, and are we going to be the ones to let it get out of hand, or are we going to be the ones that keep us in this game and give us an opportunity?
Right out of halftime, I saw you, Zach, and Tucker standing there on the sideline, had a little meeting. Did you have a good sense of belief at that time, or what did you guys talk about?
Yeah, we did, but sometimes you can't quite feel the energy on the sideline, and so you as the seniors or the leaders, need to step it up and talk to each other about how can we get these guys going, what can we do to fire everyone up, and so we come out with an edge after half.
About the fumble that you forced from their quarterback there on the sideline. I know it went to replay and everything, so a lot was kind of hanging on that replay. So what was kind of going through your mind at that moment?
Well, after it happened, I kind of went and sat down on the bench because I was so tired, and so I was really hoping it didn't get overturned because I wasn't quite sure how I was going to go back out there and play if that had happened.
Were you confident that it was?
Yeah, well, I saw the replay and at one point, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I can take a breather, but it got me for a second. I just totally zoned out. I wasn't sure what was happening. I was just tired and wanted some water, so I had to take a seat.
Being part of a Bobcat team that's beaten the Grizz 3 times in a row, what's that mean to you?
It means a lot, It just it shows a lot from where we've came, 3 years ago, this program was kind of starting to go downhill a little ways, and it just shows all the hard work that was put in, and kind of shows a big turning point in this program.
On the final play there at the end, as you're lining up for it after the timeout, just kind of what's going through your mind on that play?
Stop them. They can't get. It was literally like we will not lose. Like it was everything. It was just in the moment. You were like, we are going to stop them.
And I imagine you didn't know that a timeout had been called, right? They ran the play, and
I heard the whistle.
Okay.
So I kind of stopped, but I was like, thank God, because I saw it come inside me. I was like, oh shit. Shoot. Sorry.
Let's do questions for Troy. Troy, what was going through your mind on the last drive of the first half? How big do you think that was to get a score going into half?
Yeah, our defense had been fighting all half, and we really hadn't got anything going, and for us to be able to go and put some points on the board before half kind of brought us momentum, knowing we had the ball to come out to start the second half. So it was just big for the overall, feel of the game.
Seemed like they were giving you one high safety, one a lot. What changes by your offense? How were you able to settle in as the game went on?
So they just have good players over there. Everybody has scholarship players, and so it was just kind of do your job. a little bit early, we kind of just got out of sorts. I think the moment was a little big, but we kind of settled down and just started doing our jobs, taking it one play at a time, and that's kind of, that helped us.
What does it feel like to win this game?
It feels great. This is such a big rivalry, and it means so much to everybody in the state. Everybody on our team just put our heart and soul into this game, and for us to come out on top, it just means a lot.
I'm curious what's running through your mind when they score, quote unquote. What's running through your mind on the sideline?
I just have so much faith in our defense. They played so hard. Guys like Bryce and Tucker and Grant, just like that. You just trust them, and you know that they're going to make the play. They just fight so hard, and for us to for them to make that play, it was awesome.
You went down 10 points with about 6 minutes left. Did you know that you were going to have to come out and throw the ball on that drive? What was that like for you to hit a couple big plays through the air on that drive?
Yeah, that was big. Our receivers made good plays down the field, getting open and then going up and making the catch. But just kind of staying the course when we were down there, just trying not to panic. There's no 10-point play, and so just trying to stay the course and get one score at a time.
It seemed like Lance got separation on the outside. He almost made that one-hand catch, but you guys went right back to it. You hit Travis. Was that something you were seeing?
Yeah, so that's just a play call that we've had, and Travis just made a great play there. It got loose, and it was awesome.
Going up tempo there, how much do you think that helped in that sequence?
I think when we get going, we get a rhythm going, and we can go fast. Kind of keeps the defense on their heels. I think our offensive line likes it because it keeps the defensive line tired. Just kind of get a little bit of swagger going and move the ball pretty efficiently.
Looking at your arms right now, are you okay?
Oh yeah, feeling good.
Is anything going to keep you off the field today?
Oh no, not really. I don't know.
How much more comfortable do you get throwing the ball as the game progresses?
Yeah, I think you get more comfortable as the game progresses. Just kind of getting a feel for how defenders play it, how the corners are playing, safeties, how they rotate. Kind of just as the game goes on, you definitely feel more comfortable.
How much did you kind of feel that the game start to swing? When you punch in from pretty close and then get the 2-point conversion, pretty similarly punching it in.
Yeah, I guess never really. I don't know. I guess it never really felt like the game was out of hand. We just had that belief, had that swagger to us that this game it's ours for the taking. We just had to quit shooting ourselves in the foot early and just kind of stay the course and take one play at a time.
I'm curious, do you think you, as a team, have made a strong enough case to make the postseason? And how much would that mean to you if you did?
I think it'd mean a lot. Our seniors, we have a great group of seniors on our team, and I think they deserve a chance to play in the playoffs. I think we've shown that we're a team that we reckoned with, and I think like Coach Choate said, I think we've made a pretty good case, and I think that if we have a shot, we're going to be a tough out.
All right, let's do questions. They were kind of moving the sticks, and you guys seemed to lock in, typically stronger as the game went on. How are you guys able to do that?
Just some of us senior leaders on the team, we really got a lot more vocal, and really started talking to the guys and said we need to lock in or this game's going to get out of hand. We need to do something, and are we going to be the ones to let it get out of hand, or are we going to be the ones that keep us in this game and give us an opportunity?
Right out of halftime, I saw you, Zach, and Tucker standing there on the sideline, had a little meeting. Did you have a good sense of belief at that time, or what did you guys talk about?
Yeah, we did, but sometimes you can't quite feel the energy on the sideline, and so you as the seniors or the leaders, need to step it up and talk to each other about how can we get these guys going, what can we do to fire everyone up, and so we come out with an edge after half.
About the fumble that you forced from their quarterback there on the sideline. I know it went to replay and everything, so a lot was kind of hanging on that replay. So what was kind of going through your mind at that moment?
Well, after it happened, I kind of went and sat down on the bench because I was so tired, and so I was really hoping it didn't get overturned because I wasn't quite sure how I was going to go back out there and play if that had happened.
Were you confident that it was?
Yeah, well, I saw the replay and at one point, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I could take a breather, but it got me for a second. I just totally zoned out. I wasn't sure what was happening. I was just tired and wanted some water, so I had to take a seat.
Being part of a Bobcat team that's beaten the Grizz 3 times in a row, what's that mean to you?
It means a lot, you know. It just like it shows a lot from where we've came, you know. I mean, 3 years ago, this program was kind of starting to go downhill a little ways, you know, and it just shows all the hard work that was put in, and kind of shows a big turning point in this program.
On the final play there at the end, you know, as you're lining up for it after the timeout, just kind of what's going through your mind on that play?
Stop them. They can't get. It was literally like, we will not lose. Like, it was everything. It was just in the moment. You were like, we are going to stop them.
And I imagine you didn't know that a timeout had been called, right? I mean, they ran the play, and
I heard the whistle,
okay.
kind of, so I kind of stopped. But
Okay.
I was like, thank God, because I saw it come inside me. And I was like, oh shit. Shoot. Sorry.
Let's take questions for Troy. Troy, what was going through your mind on the last drive of the first half? How big do you think that was to get a score in the half?
Yeah, you know, our defense had been fighting all half, and we really hadn't got anything going. And for us to be able to go and put some points on the board before half kind of brought us momentum, knowing we had the ball to come out to start the second half. You know, so it was just big for the overall, you know, feel of the game.
Seemed like they were giving you one high safety, you look a lot. What changes by your offense? How were you able to settle in as the game went on?
You know, so they just have good players over there. You know, everybody has scholarship players, and so it was just kind of, you know, do your job. A little bit early, we kind of just got out of sorts. I think the moment was a little big, but we kind of settled down and just started doing our jobs, taking it one play at a time, and that's kind of, you know, that helped us.
What does it feel like to win this game?
It feels great. You know, I mean, this is such a big rivalry, and it means so much to everybody in the state. You know, everybody on our team just put our heart and soul into this game, and for us to come up out on top, it just means a lot.
I'm curious what's running through your mind when you know, they, you know, score, quote unquote. You know, what's running through your mind on the sideline?
You know, I just have so much faith in our defense. They played so hard. Guys like Bryce and Tucker and, you know, Grant, just like that. You just trust them, and you know that they're going to make the play. Yeah, they just fight so hard, and for us to, for them to make that play, it was awesome.
You went down 10 points with about 6 minutes left. Did you know that you were going to have to come out and throw the ball on that drive? Like, what was that like for you to get a couple big plays through the air on that drive?
Yeah, that was big. Our receivers made good plays down the field, you know, getting open and then going up and making the catch. But just kind of staying the course when we were down there, just trying not to panic. There's no 10-point play, and so, you know, just trying to stay the course and get one score at a time.
It seemed like Lance got some separation on the outside. He almost made that one-hand catch, but you guys went right back to it. He hit Travis. Was that something you were seeing?
Yeah, so that's just a, you know, a play call that we've had, and yeah, Travis just made a great play there. It got loose, and yeah, it was awesome.
Going up tempo there, how much do you think that helped in that sequence?
I think when we get going, you know, we get a rhythm going, and we can go fast. Kind of keeps the defense on their heels. I think our offensive line likes it. Just keeps the defensive line tired. Just kind of get a little bit of a swagger going and move the ball pretty efficiently.
Looking at your arms right now, are you okay?
Oh yeah, feeling good. Feeling good.
I mean, is anything going to keep you off the field today?
Oh no, not really. I don't know.
How much more comfortable do you get throwing the ball as the game progresses?
Yeah, I think you get more comfortable as the game progresses. Just kind of getting a feel for how defenders play it, you know, how the corners are playing, safeties, how they rotate. So yeah, kind of just as the game goes on, you definitely feel more comfortable.
How much did you kind of feel that the game start to swing? You know, when you punch in from pretty close and then get the 2-point conversion. You know, pretty similarly punching in.
Yeah, I guess you know, I just never really. I don't know. I guess it never really felt like the game was out of hand. We just had that belief, had that swagger to us that, you know, this game it's ours for the taking. You know, we just had to quit shooting ourselves in the foot early and just kind of stay the course and take one play at a time.
I'm curious, do you think you, as a team, have made a strong enough case to make the postseason? And, you know, how much would that mean to you if you did?
I think it'd mean a lot. You know, our seniors, we have a great group of seniors on our team, and I think they deserve a chance to play in the playoffs. I think we've shown that we're a team that we reckoned with, and yeah, I think like Coach Choate said, I think we've made a pretty good case, and I think that if we have a shot, we're going to be a tough out.
All right, let's do questions.
Yeah, I mean, it all depended on like down and distance and like what the game situation was. But as the game wore on, we kind of figured out like what their offensive line was doing and their tendencies, and we were able to exploit that.
Their last scoring drive when they ended up settling for a field goal, they converted a 3rd and 10, a 3rd and 17, a 3rd and 19. You guys were able to stiffen up and force that field. How were you able to stay locked in that moment?
I mean, it is discouraging when it's 3rd and long and they're able to convert, but I don't know. I just kind of keep pounding, just focus on the next play, and eventually it'll happen. I mean, it's happened before earlier in the year. Offenses will get big chunks and then they have to settle for field goals. So this today was no different.
The play that sealed the win, just describe kind of what you saw and your reaction. Kind of a relief it was, I guess.
Oh, it was a huge relief. I didn't know what was going on because I was run away from my side. So I didn't know entirely what was going on until everyone was just sprinting all over the field. So I just assumed we got a turnover or something. And, and then at that point you just kind of blank out and just start celebrating.
How much fun, was it, to be on the field in that moment when it, kind of comes down to pretty much one play?
Oh, it was insane. I mean, like, I don't know, like I played in the Apple Cup. I played Montana when I was at Washington, and it's just so much more amazing here, and it's just like I said, it's insane.
Curious what's running through your mind. I think Grant made the tackle to stop them at the 1, but they were close.
Yeah.
Like what's running through your mind, and kind of how proud are you of Grant for making that play?
Oh, I'm incredibly proud of Grant. I mean, that kid, he's battled injuries, and in fall camp he was injured and out for a couple weeks, and for him to come back and make a goal line stand like that, I'm just, I'm so happy for the kid. And what was the first part of the question?
Oh, I mean, just what's running through your mind when that you stopped them at the 1 on the play before?
That's just huge. I mean, that's a huge confidence booster. If you're able to stop them when they only need a yard, and you're able to stop the run, then you're like, okay, we've done this before, we can do it again. And it just led to a turnover.
Is it difficult to, not think that the game is slipping away a little bit when you're down 3 scores?
A little bit. I mean, I figured once the offense starts clicking, then the defense will have less time on the field, and they start taking care of business. Then it'll start evening out, and we'll start chipping away at that lead that Montana had. I mean, I don't know. It's like one of those feelings you get when you think we're not going to lose this. It was one of those feelings that we just had on the defense.
Can you describe the reaction after the win, and then maybe kind of coming off the field, just kind of what you kind of saw and kind of what was going on?
Feeling after the win, I mean, it was just ecstatic. I mean, I hugged every senior I could find. I went and celebrated with my parents, and made sure I took it all in before I went to the locker room.
Curious, do you think you guys are playoff worthy, and I mean, how much would that mean to you to be able to do that?
That would be huge for this program. I mean, we've done all we can. We took that loss at Idaho State and then won out after that. So all our chips are in. We just it's out of our control. If we make it, I believe we deserve to make it, and we'll be a great team in the playoffs. If we don't, we just concentrate on next year, and it is what it is.
All right, thank you guys.